Good evening, Nidhi, and we are back with another episode of Metabolism. This is the second in line that we are doing today. So we had very interesting discussions about metabolism last time, and what we did cover was how our genes, how our genetic composition or hereditary, and what is a combination between weight, basically connection between weight gain. Then you enlightened about some very important points there. So today, what we are going to, but what we were discussing last time were connections between puberty, hormones, thyroid. So इनमें से ही कुछ points we are going to take forward this time, and this is going to be the final metabolism issue that we are going to take up. So we have Nidhi, and this is a channel on emotional intelligence, and which basically caters to awareness and emotional intelligence both. And we are very well aware that health is a very important part of making our emotional quotient very calm. So that's where we discuss health, and we have Ms Nidhi Bamrah, who is a nutrition coach, and we discuss metabolism with her. So my first question, Nidhi, is that what, since we were discussing puberty, we were discussing children, we were discussing metabolism, what is the age? So basically puberty is when, when a child, so what is puberty, and what is the connection to metabolism? I'm going to kind of get straight to the point here.
Hi everyone, good evening Nupur. Thank you for inviting me again. So like last time we have already, learned a little about metabolism, right? And I did explain that, metabolism, we should not be, putting blame on our metabolism, saying that we have put on extra weight, or, I have now grown old, my age is more, so my metabolic system has slowed down, that is why I'm putting on weight or I'm putting on fat. So it's not totally true, right? So like last time we stopped, we thought that we will be discussing about teenage and puberty, right? So now the teenage or puberty for each and every child, irrespective of gender also, for every child, it hits on a different stage. Okay, so every child has a different growth spurt period. Okay, so if let's first talk about genders. Okay, so if we talk about females, supposedly, okay, so females, they hit their growth spurt or their puberty somewhere between 11 to 13 years. Okay. But again, it will be different for each and every child. So please keep that in mind. I will not repeat it again and again, but please keep that in mind. Don't compare your child with any other child. Okay. Each one has their own growth spurt. Okay. For boys, it is somewhere between 12 to 15. Correct? So that is their period when they hit their puberty or they start maturing. Okay, females will some female girls, they start menstruating. You will see the physical growth. Their internal organs start growing faster. They grow taller faster. Okay, the sex hormones come into the play. Okay, the reproductive system starts growing, their intestine is growing, their gut grows. Okay, you will see a huge difference in the texture of hair, skin. You will feel the muscle growth. Okay, then what else changes? For some kids, you will, it's very funny, but for some kids, you'll see that, only their hands and feet are too big for the body sometimes, or their arms are too longer for the body, because, sometimes the growth period when that hits, it cannot be, for each and every child, it cannot be like even, that they're growing in the right proportion or in right way in each and every corner of their body. Okay, so when the puberty hits, the body starts growing. That is why when the metabolic system or the metabolism starts speeding up.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the time when kids tend to obviously when they are using more energy, they will eat more.
Okay.
There are chances that they will put on weight, but we need not to worry. It will go. As they grow, it will go. Okay, so just and especially for females, I told you in one of the sessions that females are born with extra fat as compared to the boys.
Right.
So because of the reproductive system, what we carry in our body, we have to have extra fat. That's how the body was made. It's a factory setting. It's a default setting.
Amazing.
Okay, so we can work on it. We can always reduce our fat percentage, but we will never go down to the fat percentage what a boy or a man have. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so like I've already told, when the growth spurt hits or when the growth period hits, what changes you can see in your child, right? Irrespective of the gender. So they because they are using more energy to grow, they automatically start eating, and the metabolic system speeds up. It will slow down once the growth spurt is over. Once that growth period is over, they will the metabolic system will automatically slow down a little. Okay, but then you should not expect overnight ki, okay, my child has is gaining height, but he or she is gaining weight also, so let me control the food. Don't do that. But yes, we have to focus on the wholesome food, the right quality of the food. बच्चों के लिए क्वांटिटी में ज्यादा फिगर नहीं करना चाहिए, because they consume it, they use it. Unless until your child is not physically active, then you should not bother about it.
Makes sense.
Okay, I've already told you the growth spurt period. For females, it is somewhere between 11 to 13 years. For boys, it is somewhere between 12 to 15 years. For females, it generally starts slowing down somewhere around 15th year. 14 to 15th year, it starts slowing down. And in similarly, for boys also, it starts again slowing down somewhere same time. Okay, but then again, as I told you, some kids, they are little slow, or some are way ahead of their time, right? So and I have seen many teenage girls, once they start seeing the changes in their body. So it's for all the mothers, those who have girls. Please explain your daughters that we are born with extra fat, and slowly we will grow, we will develop extra fat on our body, especially on the chest part, on the hip part. Okay, they should not worry about it. They should not get into fat diets. They should not, control their hunger. Okay, I've seen girls doing that, and they look malnutrition.
Correct.
We do this mistake, and I'm sure I've seen many of my friends also around. They kind of start stopping their girls. So please don't do that. This is the most important time of our child to grow properly, and this is the time when they grow a good amount of muscles also.
Very important.
Okay, so that's how the metabolic system works. No, for just 2 minutes, I just want to tell everybody now, when we are talking about food, I'll just give you a rough idea of the calories to be taken care. Okay, so females, they should not be eating less than, during their growth spurt, when they are between 11 to 14 years, they should not be eating less than 1500 calories. Okay, they should be kept somewhere around 14 to 1500 calories. Don't let them go low than that. And once that growth period is over, they can come down up to 1300 calories, but not below that. Okay, as an adult, we can go down up to 1150 calories also, but not below that also. Okay, that's the minimum requirement for our organs to work. Okay, and maximum a female, a girl child, okay, those who are in their growth spurt, they can go maximum up to 3000 calories, depending on the physical activity. Okay, now for boys, during their growth spurt, they should stick to 21 to 2200 calories per day. Okay, and maximum they can go up to is 3500 to 3700 calories, again depending on the physical activity. Okay, and for kids, don't worry about giving them fat, carbohydrates. Okay, they need energy. Carbohydrates are converted into energy. Fat is required for good skin, good hair, their bones, and most importantly, our blood needs the fat to take care of all vitamins absorption.
Right. So you've actually answered my second question, which was about baby fat and how it.
I'm so sorry. I know
No, no,
sometimes I
no.
get carried away.
It's actually so because see, that is something that all parents actually, and even as a mother of a boy and a girl, I we do tend to sometimes worry about this, sudden fat gain, and especially during pandemic, sometimes as all children were sitting at home,
Yeah.
we did gain a lot of baby fat, and I'm not going to call it any other kind of fat. It was just what it is, baby fat. But so sometimes, and you very rightly said that cutting down on food is not the solution. Then what is exactly? What is the alternative?
So see, when a child is hitting their growth period, their metabolic system will speed up. They will tend to eat more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry. Now, cutting down on food is not the solution. Cutting down on the um, not finger food, fast food, I would say. Cutting down on the fast food and processed food is something we need to take care. Increasing the physical activity is something we need to take care. Okay, explaining your child about the importance of eating maximum number of colors in one plate is going to solve it. Okay. Now explain them that each and every color has an importance in our life. So the more colorful plate you have, first of all, you'll enjoy eating it. Visually, it is very pretty. And obviously, you like to eat something which looks pretty, right? And I know as a mother, it is a lot of tasks for us, especially when you're working, right? It is too much to take care that you are taking care of your office also, and then you kind of, prepare a nice, visually looking good food. But then please put an extra effort, because this is the time when our kid is going to learn that how and what kind of lifestyle they have to follow.
True, very true.
Right. See, I'm not saying that processed food is bad. Okay, I'm not saying that bread is bad. I'm not saying that cheese is not good. But all I'm saying is excess of everything is bad.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have to maintain a balance. Definitely, kids are more active than us. They can digest everything. But still, they have to get into the discipline as early as possible.
True.
Right? So this is just a way. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So this is just a way to explain them that how they have to get into a good discipline or good lifestyle.
Yeah, true.
Right? And this is my own thing which I've seen on myself also. I've experienced, and even my grandmother used to tell me, the more try to put a stop or control or tell our kids not to do, they will do that more. So you have to explain them. You have to tell them that what are the pros and cons. Kids are very smart; they will understand. And do treat them or reward them with some fast food or whatever they like. End of the day, taste is also very important.
Absolutely. So I'm just gonna kind of when it comes to metabolism and obesity, and this is also a growing problem because, like you said, fast food, children obesity, and also so there is, and I was reading somewhere while sending you these questions about there is hormone of leptin and insulin. So I read somewhere that obese people or children or generally have abnormal metabolism. So what is your view on that?
Yes, the obese people or the people, those who have extra fat percentage in their body, okay, I will not say it is 100% true, but most of the time, the metabolism or the metabolic system is little off track or it is slow. Okay. Now let's talk about leptin or leptine. So there are different pronunciations to it. Okay. Now what exactly this hormone is and what is the function? So first we have to understand that this hormone is produced by the fat cells we have in our body. Okay. And it is present in our bloodstream. Okay, so it is produced from a fat cell, and it is present. How it is present? It gets secreted in the bloodstreams. So, मतलब हमारा जो blood है ना, जो हमारा खून है, वो पूरा fat पे ही चल रहा है, and it has the maximum things in it.
You mentioned the other day,
right? Now, what is the role of this particular hormone? Okay, so this hormone controls the urge of eating.
Okay.
This hormone controls the or it kinds of sends the signal to the body कि अभी आप भूखे हो, अभी आप भूखे नहीं हो.
अच्छा.
अभी आपका पेट भर गया.
Amazing.
ठीक है? So this is the main role of this hormone.
Wow.
Okay, and it also manages the fat which is stored in our body. It manages that also very well. Okay. Now, what happens is if you are overweight or if you are you're having extra fat in your body, or you call it obesity. Okay. Now, what happens is so I'll tell you one thing. Now, what I just मैंने mention किया जो leptin है वो fat cell से बनता है. Now, people will think that if you're obese or if you have more fat percentage, so you'll have more number of hormones in your body.
Ideally,
right?
Yeah.
But ऐसा नहीं है.
Inversely proportionate है.
हाँ, ऐसा वो जरूरी नहीं है कि ऐसा होगा. Okay? और हमें ये भी नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि अगर कोई obese है, कोई fat है, तो वो unhealthy ही होगा. It's not necessary. Okay? I know many people, I've seen many people, those who have extra fat, but they are equally healthy. We will cover this also. I will explain about this also in some other session. Okay. Now what happens is, so this obesity or extra fat is always related to hormonal imbalance. I'll come up with this. So it's maybe in leptin also the same problem happens. Okay, though it is produced from the fat cells, but then when somebody has extra fat or obese, so what happens is that the signal what this hormone is sending to your body, that the urge of eating, or you are full or you are satisfied, वो signal में
ब्रेक हो जाता है,
problem हो जाता है. It gets disrupted. Okay, it doesn't reach because of the extra fat, you can say, or because of a hormonal imbalance. अभी actually frankly अगर मैं बताऊं ना, इस टॉपिक पे बहुत रिसर्च चल रहा है. There is no exact or there is no concrete research which has been given out, or there is a study about it that exactly क्या होता, what malfunctioning happens in your body. Like ideally, if somebody who is obese should have more amount of leptin in their body, right? But ऐसा नहीं है. It is each one of us have the right amount of leptin in our body. Okay, ऐसा नहीं कि obese है तो ज़्यादा है. But then they have found this in the studies that the people, those who carry extra percentage of fat or are obese, their connection or the receptors बोलते हैं ना, right? Those who the cells, those who catch those signals are little poor, or there is some connectivity issue. So most of the time, the obese people or the people those who are carrying extra fat, they don't feel or they don't understand that satisfaction feeling, or the urge of eating, or it doesn't hit their brain. So they tend to eat more.
That's amazing. That's an amazing knowledge.
But there is still a lot of research going on it. Okay, and so I will be very happy if I also find some other research on it. I will share it with you. Now let's come down to the hormone called insulin, which is very important. Okay. I'll try to explain it in a very simple language as much as possible. Okay. Now, what is insulin? It is again a hormone जो हमारी पेनक्रियास में प्रोड्यूस होता है. Okay, you understand pancreas, right? Okay, so it is a place जहाँ पे खाना digest होता है. Right? So insulin is produced in our pancreas. अभी insulin का काम क्या है? उसका main function है to take care of the blood sugar or glucose जो हमारी body में खाने से जाएगा. Okay, so the main work of insulin is to regulate or to take care, or you can say insulin is like a monitor. Insulin is like my teacher, the teacher who takes care of the kids who are coming to the school, that which child will go in which classroom, or which child will do which activity. Okay. Now, so how does it work? When we eat food, the minute we eat food, okay, it breaks down into blood sugar. Anything we eat, whatever we eat, it breaks down into the blood sugar. Now that blood sugar enters into our bloodstream again. Okay. Now, once this blood sugar has entered into our bloodstream, this is going to give the signal to the pancreas to release the insulin. Khana aise, we eat food, it goes and hits, okay, and it gives the signal to the pancreas. Now you release the insulin, so that insulin is like a carrier. So as the insulin will come, take this blood sugar, your body, into your cells, into your blood. Correct. Which will be converted into energy. So this is an insulin hormone. Okay. So now what happens is, when you are obese or you have extra amount of fat in your body, you are less sensitive, or the insulin आपके ब्लड शुगर को, या जो सिग्नल आता है वो उतना अच्छे से सिग्नल नहीं आता आपके पैंक्रियास से, फैट सेल्स बीच में आ जाते हैं. आई होप आई सॉरी, बट मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि आई एबल टू एक्सप्लेन इट प्रॉपर्ली और नॉट.
I'm listening. Huh?
Okay, so okay, let me just try to figure out that how more easily or in a simple language how can I explain. Yeah, I explained you, right, that the food hits and the pancreas release insulin, right, and the insulin takes care of the blood sugar and it gives to the body, and it takes care of the energy, right? So basically what happens is, when you are overweight, you're obese, or you are have extra amount of fat, so these signals, the signals which are coming from pancreas to the insulin that it is time for you to work, get slower.
Amazing.
Okay, because of maybe the amount of fat is deposited, or the amount of tissues have grown in your body, so that signal becomes little slow. The food is coming, the pancreas is supposed to react, and the insulin is supposed to come and take this blood sugar and then again distribute it. So this process becomes little slow. Okay, and that's when again you start putting on more weight. Okay, and again it is vice versa also, that if you have already put on lot of weight, then also your body becomes sensitive to this insulin.
Sensitive to this insulin,
मतलब वही जो when your body, when the insulin is not getting the signals that now it is time for them to carry the blood sugar.
So basically they're there, but they're not getting the message.
Yes, they're there, they're not getting the message. So see, once they get the message that, I have got enough blood sugar in my body, now it is time to take this and then take care of this amount of energy, and then, release it slowly in the body. So that function is slow down.
Technical locha.
Basically. Connections में problem हो जाता है, and that is when people some few people are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. अगर आपने सुना हो तो type 2 diabetes में यही बोलते हैं ना कि आपको इंसुलिन का प्रॉब्लम है, your blood sugar levels are high.
Only with diabetes that we think of, that we hear of insulin or insulin injections or something on those lines.
So because see, I've already explained you the work of the hormone called insulin. That is their work.
And when they don't get message, and that's where we have to,
if they are not getting the signals, okay, they will not use this glucose or this blood sugar. Automatically, the level of your glucose or blood sugar will rise.
Okay.
Because this carrier is not working properly to take this blood sugar and then distribute it in the body or use this energy, right? So this carrier has slowed down. अभी अगर उसका ये स्पीड है, अब अगर वो ये स्पीड में आ रहा है, तब तक तो ये ऐसे राइज कर जाएगा.
Okay. Yes. And that's why extra insulin has to be pumped into the body, so that is immediately.
Yes, because sometimes the body starts producing less insulin, or sometimes it is producing, but the signals are not passing properly.
Okay.
It is not working with that amount of capacity, or it's not working in that amount of speed which is required to take care of the blood sugar, which has started developing the minute you start eating.
Wow.
Okay, and isme there is one of the example of your illness or your lifestyle disorder is PCOS.
PCOS.
Polycystic ovaries. In that, also one of the symptoms is again lack of sensitivity to insulin. There is one of the symptoms to this.
So, like you mentioned that these are, like, we spoke about two kind of hormones, which is leptin you mentioned and insulin.
Insulin.
And though we spoke about abnormal metabolism, but here I'm just going to take another stance and see that can an imbalance also cause weight gain?
Hormonal imbalance?
Hmm.
Yes.
Any kind of, so are there other hormones
So it's
also?
vice versa. If you have hormonal imbalance, there are chances you will put on weight.
Achha.
And if you put on weight suddenly because of your lifestyle, that you were not moving at all, you had a sedentary, 100% sedentary lifestyle, and you were eating way beyond the required amount of food, and you have suddenly put on weight and fat, you will have a hormonal imbalance.
That interlinked.
Yes, it is interlinked. So if you have hormonal imbalance, chances of putting on weight is a lot. If you have put on sudden weight, there are chances your body will get into hormonal imbalance. See, please understand that hormones play a very important role in maintaining or in the whole process of the body. Everything in our body is actually controlled by the hormones only.
So
right?
I'm sure.
Like for example, let's talk about the अब हमने puberty का बात किया था, तो I'll talk about estrogen and testosterone, right? Because we spoke about puberty. So that is the time when the center of the brain starts releasing these hormones, estrogens and testosterone. Estrogens are known as female hormones. Testosterone are known as male hormones. But you will be surprised to know both these hormones are present in male and female. Female also has testosterone, a male also has an estrogen. So now what is the work of these two hormones? The major work of these two hormones is to release the sex hormones, to take care of the reproductive system, to take care of their internal and external organs which are important for the reproduction. Okay. Testosterones play another very important role in your body. They helps in growth of muscles. Okay. Testosterones help in managing and utilizing the fat which is stored in your body. Okay. Sorry. So when a child hits the puberty and when these hormones start getting active, their metabolic system speeds up. Now, please understand, in case there is an imbalance in any of these functioning or if any of these hormones, okay, it is obvious that you or the child or XYZ person will start putting on little bit of weight because the amount of energy which is going to be used for this XYZ hormone to take care of the body functioning, this hormone is not doing. Energy is not getting used.
Correct.
But then the intake is equal. Your intake has not reduced.
True.
Okay, so that's how it happens. For example, thyroid, right? Again, thyroid is a gland which takes care of your metabolic system, right? It's a gland which takes care of your metabolic system. Now, once you have thyroid issues, again the same problem happens. Your thyroid gland is not working properly. It's working less for the capacity which it has been assigned. But your intake is same. बट अब आपका ये वाला हार्मोन तो काम नहीं कर रहा है, आपका इंटेक उतना ही है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली you start putting on weight because this hormone who is going to use this energy is not using that energy. So your metabolic system has actually slowed down.
So I have a question here. In case a hormone is affected, be leptin or insulin, like for insulin, we know that we kind of push during diabetes, infuse more insulin into the body and stuff.
If you have thyroid issues, if you have hypothyroidism or hyper, you eat
capsules,
medicine, right?
Right.
So it's again a local consumption of that hormone. Same thing if you are hit with PCOS or PCOD, again, which is the hormonal imbalance. The doctor will put you on hormones only.
So basically, whenever we go to a doctor with any kind of hormone imbalance problems, the doctors prescribe us, and those are a lifelong kind of a thing that we have to take, or is it something which can be corrected in some course?
No, it can. It is very much possible that it can be corrected. Okay, very rare cases. Maybe out of 100, there are 2 or 3 cases which cannot be corrected with the lifestyle changes or with good diet plans, but very few cases. But otherwise, these all issues, because these are majorly, your lifestyle disorders, these can be taken care. See, abhi jaise I already explained you, if you have hormonal imbalance, you will automatically put on weight.
Correct.
Okay. But if you have suddenly put on weight, you will have hormonal imbalance.
So they are connected.
Okay. So now once you try to reduce the amount of, see, like abhi maine aapko explain kiya, क्योंकि इंसुलिन कभी-कभी इसलिए नहीं काम कर पाता है because maybe the amount of fat or the amount of tissues we are carrying, signals get slow. Same I told you for the leptin also. Right? Now, automatically, once you start reducing the amount of fat in your body,
the messages would get clear.
The messages start passing on correctly. Your chemicals start acting, reacting. The chemical locha ekdam perfect ho jata hai वापस. But then again, there are few cases. Okay, there is study there. Again, there are few cases. The people, those who are on the perfect fat percentage, okay, they have the right amount of muscle mass also, still they have health issues. So don't think like that.
Like the cases of type 1 diabetes, I believe.
There are many cases. There are different issues because again, I'll tell you, the stress, sleep,
different factors.
They also play a major role, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think that was very insightful because what we learned about hormones and the interconnectedness with the metabolism is gonna really, and especially the fact that the two of them are, and it is a corrective measure if we take corrective action. So that is something that Nidhi, that is what my takeaway was from today's session with you. So with that, I think we come to an end of this metabolism session and the 2 series session that we have. If there
my 2 cents will be.
Yes, it's just what.
Sorry, my 2 cents here will be that we should never like how we would like to go for our yearly checkups. In similar way, we should be focusing on our hormonal checkups also.
That's amazing.
If you find there is little bit of delay, especially with the kids, if there is a little bit delay, ignore it. If there is too much delay in their growth spurts, or if you find there is something which is not normal, right, after a certain amount of time also, please go visit your doctor. Don't ignore it.
Absolutely.
There's no harm in checking with the doctor. There is no harm in getting your blood tests done. And especially, and again, for the females, those who hit their 40s, get your hormonal checkups done. Because again, that's the time when we start on the hormonal changes, because we are closer to menopause. For men also.
That's amazing. So thank you so much, Nidhi. Thank you so much for joining in today. And I think metabolism and the relation to not just hormones, but all other factors of our life and lifestyle has really helped us in understanding what we can do and what we need to do to better our lifestyle and our metabolic structure. And amazingly, what Nidhi has also mentioned that we need not blame metabolism for our everything that which is going wrong in our body, because ultimately it's more to do with our lifestyle. So
Yes.
thank you, Nidhi, for joining us
Thank
again.
you, Nupur. Thank you for the opportunity.